And this video is going to be a little different. Not like all my videos are the same. I'll let some sunshine in. However, this video I'm going to be sharing from my past experiences and things having to do with my life that I think that would be, no, I don't think, I know would be very beneficial for others to hear. Now, in one of my last reels I made for my YouTube channel, I shared about how important it is to not care what other people think about you, not care about other people's opinions, right? And I want to start with that because it's really important that we don't care about other people's opinions of us. That's why I intentionally come on here in these videos and half the time, like, my hair won't be brushed or I won't wear makeup. Like right now, I just woke up. This is what I look like when I wake up. And for me, I love what I see when I look in the mirror and whenever I wake up. And that's because I love who I am. And I want to say that when we put, this is biblical, but when we put our faith and our trust and our care and our concern and men and women and what the world thinks about us, the word says that we're cursed. Now, when I was in my early 20s, I really cared about what people thought about me. I cared about, I just cared, and now I still care. However, it's different. It's different because I know that it doesn't matter what people think about me, because at the end of the day, those who have loved me and those who do love me and my friends, they're always going to love me. Okay? So it doesn't matter if I dye my hair black or if I dye my hair red or if I cut it real short. It doesn't matter if I decide that I want to grow old naturally. Okay? And, skip the Botox and skip the fillers and, skip all those things and just become a wrinkly woman. Those who love me and those who are my friends, they're always going to love me. This world is so caught up in the culture of everybody wanting their 5 minutes of fame, from a video that has gone viral or anything. I don't even know, because I'm not even into that mindset. I don't even care about those things. I've done it all with my life as far as everything that I've thought that I've wanted to do. I've accomplished it. I have a degree in arts. I have a degree in aesthetics. So I did the beauty world for a while, the skincare world for a while. I did the arts world for a while. I did the creativity world for a while. I did the theater world for a while. I did monologues. I directed, created, produced my own show. That's another story. So when I'm speaking about what I speak about, I know what I'm talking about. I have a mastery in consciousness. I was, supposedly in the ideal marriage, right? The ideal marriage, and what is the so-called ideal marriage? I was the trophy wife, the female that, made my husband look good in society because of the blonde hair, the blue eyes, the, nice, short, petite body. And, and he was the I guess at the time, whenever he was younger, he was very good looking. The dark blonde hair, blue eyes, the nice skin and the tan, and 6'3" and muscular and everything else. And then his mom helped us get a nice house, and we had nice cars, and we had a beautiful daughter, still beautiful today, on the inside and out. And so on the outside looking in, we had this, you know, life that, of course, everybody wanted. And I didn't know that so many people were jealous and envious because of seemingly what we had, right? However, at the end of the day, people need to grow up. That's what I want to say, and stop with the whole like keeping up with the Joneses and trying to fit in a certain way with society and look a certain way. And because at the beginning of every day, we all wake up, right? We all have to wash our face. We all have to brush our teeth. We all have to put our clothes on. We all have to put our shoes on. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to treat our bodies right. We have to treat our mind right. And so I didn't stay in that marriage. Why did I not stay in that marriage? Because God told me to get out of it because it was dangerous and it wasn't safe. And everything in my body told me that it was dangerous and it wasn't safe. And years later, I found out that he did have a whole entire secret life that I didn't know about. He was somebody completely different that I didn't even know about. The person that he portrayed himself to be when he was with me was not who he was at all. Him and his friends lived a whole secret lifestyle that I didn't even know about. So while I was thinking that we were starting a business, and the intention that we had was that we were going to start a family and a business, and our children would be homeschooled, and the business would be local, and that we would grow our lives locally to internationally, so that our children's education would be local and grow with the business and be entrepreneur and homeschooled, and it would grow internationally. Well, he never had those intentions. It was just a lie, right? So, and people can lie. That's what I've learned, that people can lie and not have a conscience about it. And that was my daughter's dad. That was my former husband. He lied and he didn't have a conscience about it. And still to this day, he does not have a conscience about anything. Because your conscience is something that God, Creator, Almighty Yah, has given you, that is a gift, so that you know right from wrong and know when you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, or treating people how you shouldn't be treating people. And what I've learned in life is that a lot of people have ignored their God-gifted conscience, their Creator-gifted conscience. And you can only go so far in life when you're ignoring that. So I want to point that out. You can only go so far in life when you're ignoring your Creator-gifted conscience. And I want to add, too, what I've noticed is that people don't know how to make amends. They don't know how to apologize, and they don't know how to admit that they were wrong. And, I'm obviously not in my 20s anymore. And I've noticed this, that, people in their 30s, people in their 40s, people in their 50s, people in their 60s and 70s don't know how to make things right when they have done something wrong, or when they have hurt somebody, or when they know that they have done something that they shouldn't have done. I'm not impressed with people. I'm not impressed with the world. I live my life for God, period. I get up every day and I say, okay, Creator Almighty, my Maker, God Almighty Yah, what do you want me to do today? What is your goal for my life today? And then I sit and I listen. So I pray, I set the intention, and I listen. I'll go back to my marriage because people thought, oh, she had it all, the business, the husband, the car, the home, you know, just the whatever that people think is the epitome of having it all. And it's because he was secretly a drug addict. Didn't know it. He was an alcoholic, and I didn't know it. And then he was involved in, I guess I could just say crimes. Our whole entire life was a lie. The secret brotherhoods that people talk about, he was involved with that. Everything was a lie. So when you're lying in your relationships, even when it's a lie of omission and you're not fully telling the truth, okay, a lie is a lie. So if you're not fully telling the truth, it's still a lie. And any relationship where there's lies and it's not based on truth, that's not a real relationship. And so we're not called to stay in a marriage forever till death do you part when there's mental and emotional and psychological misuse of somebody's spirit, when you're living with a compulsive liar who is not telling the truth, and when you're living with somebody who is hurting you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and your whole entire life is a lie. You're not called to stay in that. And I separated. I separated because I wanted my daughter's dad to find God. I wanted my daughter's dad to find his goodness. I wanted him to find some honesty inside, and I wanted him to get his life right. Because as a woman, we can only minister so much to these guys. As a woman, we can only be a witness so much to these guys. And trust me, I was a witness to my husband. I would put the prayer scriptures out on his desk, and I would speak to him about God. I would witness to him. I'd say, let's go to this church, or let's go to this Christian counseling, or let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. And let me tell you, guys or females, unless somebody wants to get better, unless somebody actively is seeking to get better and to get well, okay, and to actually have a relationship with their own goodness and to find God within, and to have that relationship within with themselves, with their creator, with their maker, there's nothing we can do to change them. Nothing we can do to change them, okay? The same goes for our family members. I have been praying for my parents for over 30 years. I have been praying for my parents over 30 years. And the Messiah came to me as a child. And at 15 years old, I started studying world religions. At 15 years old, I started studying spirituality. At 15 years old, I started studying the spiritual realms, okay? So I know about spiritual warfare. Okay, I know about spiritual attacks. I know how when we are called by God with great purpose, that those of us who are called by God with great purpose, we're going to be the ones who have those spiritual attacks. We're going to be the ones who have, things coming against us in life that we don't understand, but that's only for us to go deeper. Okay, go deeper into our relationship with God and into our relationship with Messiah. And so I want to share that because we're going to have struggles in life, and we're going to have things that we don't understand. And I want to share that even in the midst of the struggle, and even in the midst of the things that we don't understand, I want to share that we don't have to struggle. So if we're going through a situation, a test, a trial, a situation that we don't fully get, that we don't fully understand, we don't have to struggle during that time period, okay? We don't have to struggle with the not knowing. And I'm one of those people, I feel like that I have to know everything. Like, I have to know. And so I'm constantly praying and I'm asking God to show me so that I can know, so that I can see, because I do have the gifts of prophecy. I do have the gifts of seer. I do have the gifts of sight. I do have the gifts of care. And I counted the gifts that I'm aware of that I have the other day, and I have 19 gifts of the Holy Spirit. So with that being said, when you dedicate your life to God and when you live your life for Creator Almighty Yah, and you have a personal relationship with the creator of the whole entire world, the one who created the universe, like, let's get that cleared up right now, because there's a lot of universe worshipers where everybody says the universe this, the universe that, the universe that. Well, Creator Almighty of heaven and earth, the creator is the one who created that universe. So the way that it works, and this is just what has been revealed to me. I know that I have a heavenly mother and father. Okay. I know that I have a mother and father. I'm not a motherless child of God. Okay. If it's as above, so below, all life comes through the womb here. So why would not all life come through the womb? And why would we not have a mother as well as a father when it comes to creation? That's just common sense to me. So I know I'm kind of jumping around from different topic to topic. However, all of this is wisdom. All of this is wisdom. Okay. It's just all wisdom. Because you get to a certain age in life and you get into a certain point in life where you just stop dealing with things that don't matter, you know? Like, if you're waking up every day and you are striving to get some type of material possession just so you can look good in front of your neighbors, or you could drive up to a certain restaurant and have a certain vehicle, and you're like striving and you're struggling and you're not enjoying your life, and you're not living in the present moment, and you're not feeling the presence of God in your life, that's what you need to be concerned about. Okay, that's what you need to be concerned about. I used to spend a lot of my time helping artists and supporting songwriters and musicians and people, you know, who had different gifts and talents. And I spent a lot of time supporting these people. One, because the word says a lot about friendship. So I would be supportive to these people in a way to help other people, because I do have the gifts of help, but also as a form of teaching people what friendship is and teaching people what care is, because I've noticed that most people have no idea. And this is sad. This is a tragedy of the world that we live in today, that most people don't know what care is. Most people don't know what friendship is. And most people don't even know how to apologize. So, I mean, obviously the school systems have failed us. Obviously, generationally, families have issues and people have issues generationally. I'm focusing on my master's right now, and my PhD candidacy is in family pastoral counseling psychology. So I'm spending a lot of time on generational stuff, family tree stuff, generational family tree issues that keep people in bondage mentally and emotionally and spiritually, that keep families from walking in the freedom that we deserve. And if you're more concerned with material possessions and keeping up with the Joneses than you are living in the present moment and feeling the presence of God in your life, Creator Almighty in your life, then you're not exactly where you need to have your focus on. And I'll go back to how I used to support different artists in the community. I don't do that anymore. Why do I not do that anymore? Why don't I help artists and support artists and musicians and writers or publishers? I'm not even going to go into the publisher story yet. But why I don't support them is because they don't even know what friendship is. I mean, people are so underdeveloped in society. And I know there are good people out there like me, and I know that there are people out there like me who do know God's love, who do know care, who do know goodness, who do know righteousness and friendship, and who are, you know, just great souls and good people and true souls like this. However, a lot of people aren't. And you can't help those people. You can't help people that aren't loving, caring, good people to be loving, caring people. They're just going to have to figure it out on their own, I guess. They're just going to have to figure it out on their own. I'm friends with another artist who lives in a different state, and he started an organization to help and support artists. And I thought, well, that's really cool, because I've been helping and supporting artists behind the scenes and in the scenes and on the scene and everything else for a really long time. And this is what he said to me. He told me the reason why he quit supporting artists and helping artists in the community with resources is because they were selfish, their false egos controlled them, and because he didn't know an artist that wasn't a drug addict or an alcoholic and that wasn't really ready to do what it took to actually have interpersonal success, basically. And I teach personal development and self-development. And what I've realized with artists and musicians and even the publisher encounter is people don't want to grow internally. They just want to seek whatever this thing they're seeking in outwardly to have this outward success. And they don't want to do the work that it takes to actually have good relationships with other people professionally. And to have any real true success, you have to have good working relationships with people. It cannot be superficial. My deacon and I, we have a wonderful, wonderful working relationship. Why do we have a good working relationship? Because it's not superficial, because it's meaningful. And a lot of people that I know, they have friendships that are based on superficial relationships that aren't meaningful. And it's just all about material possessions or their status in society or just their place in society and keeping that and just maintaining, people are so afraid of loss. Why are you afraid of loss? People are afraid of truth. Why are people afraid of the truth? That one's a real scary one. Why are people afraid of the truth? I've learned that people are afraid of the truth. The word says that people are afraid of the truth because the truth is not in them. And actually it says that people hate the truth because truth is not in them. Okay? That's another video. And I get that. I run into that a lot. When you get to a certain place in life where you've seen it all, which I have seen it all, you don't fall for people's lies anymore. You can spot manipulation just like that. It doesn't take long before you can see that people are using you or manipulating you or deceiving you because people have, their own selfish gain that they're looking at. Most people I met don't even know what mutually beneficial means. If you're going to have any kind of successful business or personal relationship, you make it mutually beneficial. It's not what can I do for you. This last artist and songwriter that I was helping and befriending and supporting, she's very selfish. It was just, support her, but nothing mutually beneficial. And I'm sharing this wisdom because you don't want to get caught up in any of that. You don't want to get caught up with anybody to where it's just what you could do for them, support them, go to their show, support their show, but them not support anything that you're doing mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. So you want to stay away from that. I'm just in a place in my life where I just wake up every day and I know that no matter what I do, as long as I'm seeking the voice of God for my life and I'm staying true to myself as soul and I'm living right here in my heart and I'm not caring about the concerns of the world or people's opinions of me or what I look like, at a certain given period of time, if my hair's brushed or if my makeup's on or, if my skin is too white or, I've heard it all from the time that I was 15 years old up until now with my daughter's dad's former ex-girlfriend, adulterous, alcoholic girlfriend that he was with. And, I've heard it all. She'll make all kinds of comments about my looks. Just horrible, horrible things because she's a nasty, evil person. She's just got pure wickedness inside. And it all comes from the root of jealousy and envy. And she was even jealous and envious of my daughter. And so you want to stay away from people like that. It's just not even worth it. I feel like I've gotten a lot out and I've been sharing a lot of wisdom. And people who are seeking wisdom, you'll know everything that I'm talking about. if you are seeking wisdom and you want to live a life of truth and you actually want to have a relationship with Creator Almighty, and you don't want to get caught up with the ways of the world, because the ways of the world, it's not going to lead to anything. And at the end of the day, it's our soul that we need to preserve. It's our life, our soul, our eternity that we're here to preserve and protect and embody and embrace. And even Prince said that. I was watching an interview with Prince, and he warned people. He warned everybody to be aware, because it's a battle for your soul. Even Prince said that it's a battle for your soul and to be aware. And it is. But you have everybody running around acting like they know everything with false pride. And most people don't even know how to apologize. I know so many people, they're just living a lie. They're just living a lie. And I know a lot of people who do it all in the name of Creator or love and light, or, even people run around doing it in the name of Jesus. I know so many people who have been hurt by other Christians, and people hurting and taking advantage of other people in the name of Jesus. I've seen it all. One day I'll do a video and share about like the people that I've met, and like this superficiality and the hypocrisy that I've seen. And I won't name names because my best friend tells me to protect the names of the guilty. So, but I'll make a list of just all the hypocrisy and all the hypocrites that I've met. And, these are people that are well known, and even people that aren't well known. And I'll make a list, and I'll go into, and I'll share the wisdom that I have from people that I've encountered in life. And some of the nicest people that I have met, and some of the most soulful people that I have met, that I've talked to, are people who don't want to have to deal with the lies, with the manipulation, with the greed. Why do we want to deal with other people's greed? Because at the end of the day, and they were willing to give up what they had just so they didn't have to deal with BS. And at the end of the day, you can't take your material possessions with you. At the end of the day, you can't take your money with you. And there's a more excellent way. There's a more excellent way about going about life to where you don't have to struggle. Okay, there's a more excellent way about going about life to where you don't have to fight climbing up the ladder of Babylon and the Babylonian hierarchy to kick people down and to push people down. I had this one guy tell me that he was going to beat me to the top. Okay, well, have fun with that, because I'm not striving to get to the top. I don't have anything in me trying to fight others to get to the top, or push people down to get to the top, or push people down mentally and emotionally to feel better about myself. I don't have to have any of those things. I run and direct a small business with my deacon, and we love it because our clients are good people, and the people that we serve, they appreciate just the honesty, the decency, people who show up in character. What I've noticed is people have different personalities. They have one face that shows up at the job, and then there's another face of them that shows up in society, and then there's another face of them that, shows up, at their private club, or I don't know, you name it. However, this is who I am. What you see is what you get. This is who I am all the time, except maybe some days my hair is brushed. But people don't realize this mane takes like a good 4 or 5 hours to wash and comb through and style. Sometimes longer than that. And I'm thinking about going with dreads, but I probably won't. I've been thinking about going with dreads for, I don't know, 8 years now, and I still haven't done it. My hair naturally dreads. just naturally mats up. So I'm going to start just teaching some classes because people need wisdom. People need wisdom. And I know a lot of people are going to have some hard lessons, just because they don't know how to treat people. They don't know how to have uncomfortable conversations. Well, guess what? That uncomfortable conversation is going to provide you personal, mental, and emotional and spiritual growth. That uncomfortable conversation is what you need to develop yourself as an artist. That uncomfortable conversation is what you need to develop yourself personally, professionally, so that you could be a better friend, so that you could be a better human. And I know so many people who are just terrified of having an uncomfortable conversation. People don't want to feel uncomfortable these days, and they're afraid of feeling uncomfortable. Well, guess what? That uncomfortable conversation is probably going to save your life, because people don't even realize that their parents have been lying to them. I've had to say to other parents, why do you lie to your children? Oh, but we have this great, perfect family, and everything is just dandy, and everything looks good on the outside, but you're lying to your children. Why? Why do you lie to your children? You really think that that's going to make them better people? No. And you lie to your children in the name of God. So, like, how bad are you? Like, you're lying to your children in the name of God. Like, that's bad. It's really, really bad. I'm thankful every day that, I don't sit around and lie to people. I don't lie to my parents in the name of God. I don't lie to my children in the name of God. My former husband, he can't stand the fact that I tell the truth. And when we were married, he wanted everything to be a certain way. Like, he could be a liar and a drunk and a deceiver and a manipulator and non-supportive and, misuse me mentally and emotionally as a woman and lie to me and not treat me right and everything else inside the house. But if we went out in public, then we had to act like our relationship was perfect. We had to act like, we're just this perfect couple. And I said to him, no, I don't live that way. That's called being a hypocrite. And I mean, if I'm going to be alive, that's the last thing I'm going to be, is a hypocrite. I'm going to live my life with authenticity. Okay. I'm going to live my life in grace. And in English, the word grace, it's almost like meaningless. People have just abused it. However, in Hebrew, it's a very rich word, and it means to receive the provision of Creator, to receive the sustainability of Creator, to receive safety in a camp and a graceful place where just everything in life is provided for you and you have sustainability, so you don't have to strive, you don't have to stress, you don't have to be in that struggle. And what I've realized is people love being in the struggle. People love their mental illness. Okay, that's like a whole different video, but I've learned that people love their mental illness. They love it. They love the strife, they love the chaos, they love the struggle, they love just like being on that perpetual cycle and that hamster wheel and being stuck and and I don't know, I've seen it all, which is why I spend my time focusing on my master's degree, while I spend my time focusing on life force, while I spend my time focusing on quantum physics, why I spend my time working on and focusing on permanent healing, why I spend my time and focus my time on the creative arts, why I spend my time and focus my time on sacred symbols, why I spend my time and focus on continuing to master myself, why I spend my time and focus my time on my PhD work, so I can help people who actually want it. You'd be surprised the people that come to me and they want help, but they use very manipulative and deceptive ways to try to get to me. to try to get that help. And they use manipulation, they use deception, and they're people don't like the word devils, but just their less than whole way of being, not HOLE, but WHOLE. Those ways of being will come out and they'll be manipulative and deceptive. And so I decided I'm not helping anybody for free anymore. I'm not helping anybody for free anymore. Just not doing it. Because people will act like they're your friends, They'll act like they want to be your friend. They'll act like that they're interested in what you do. They'll act like that they respect you for what you do. They'll act like that, just anything to get close to be able to take advantage of or manipulate or to create distortion or deception. And then they want help, but they're not willing to invest in themselves. They're not willing to invest in paying for their help. And then, people who say they don't have money. Well, everybody has money. You have to appropriate those funds. Okay. And then if you really, really don't have money, there's always somebody out there that you could say, there's this person who can help me and I do want to get better and they're willing to do a payment plan, and can you help out? I mean, I even thought about creating cards with just like a free, like 1-800 line, and to where people can just call in and receive daily messages, to get help or to get wisdom or to get coaching. Even that costs money, so if people want to donate to that, because I am a reverend and an ordained minister, if people want to donate to that and I'll create that, then I'll do something like that. However, even the Messiah helped a lot of people, healed a lot of people. And very few even came back, said thank you. So I'm going to go start my day now. Being a confident woman, showing up in my wisdom, not afraid to reveal the truth that lives alive and inside of me, and sharing more of God's glory. Just Creator gets the glory, right? I'm here for a season. My life is a vapor, and whatever Creator Almighty wants to do within me, I am that living vessel. Because our body is the temple. Our body is a temple. So I'm going to start creating some courses. Email shethatexists@gmail.com and let me know what type of courses that you're interested in. And anyone who makes it to the end of this video, obviously you're a real truth seeker. Obviously you are actually seeking wisdom. The word says to seek wisdom. Okay? That's all the wisdom that I'm going to share right now. And if people are smart, they'll watch my other videos and they'll start putting together the pieces of the wisdom and they'll start taking notes. Because Messiah went to hell, came back, and brought the keys to the kingdom. And I've kept a lot of the keys to the queendom, to myself. However, at the same time, I've shared a lot of wisdom on this channel. But there aren't a lot of truth seekers. There aren't a lot of wisdom seekers. And even these young people coming out now in their 20s, doing YouTube videos, reading from the Bible. Well, I could do that too. And people just have this mindset these days that, they just know everything. And everybody, is just seeking attention from the YouTube or from the Periscope or from the Instagram or, and I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for people who actually care about their life. who actually want to invest in themselves, people who actually want to go into generational stuff and clear things generationally for their family tree so they don't have to pass along the generational junk into their children. But, you know, most of society doesn't care about that. So obviously this video and this discussion and this sharing of wisdom is not for you. It's not for you. But if you want to learn how to clear things generationally, and if you want to learn the importance of why Creator Almighty ordained family and the purpose of the family tree, and you want to go into that, and you want to be a blessing to your children and a blessing in your family, and you actually care about your family and love your family tree, and you want to learn the secrets to life, because the Messiah said that we're here to have life and life more abundantly. You don't want to have to struggle. You want to reclaim your wholeness, reclaim your essence, reclaim your purity. We live in an adulterated world. It's just disgustingly adulterated, and people are totally fine with being adulterated. And even the Messiah even said in the scripture about and warned about the adulterous generations back then. Okay, look how much worse it is today. You have the pornography industries just running everything. And people act like that it's not running into families and children and teenagers and everything else. However, it's taken over, but nobody wants to talk about it because it's taboo. Okay, and if we don't do something about it and we don't talk about it, we're not going to have family. Okay, because everybody's going to be adulterated and they're going to have their adulteration running into their children. Then you're going to have a bunch of little adulterated, fractured children running around, which it's already happening. However, you can reclaim your innocence. Okay, the word talks about being born again, and it's a real thing. And you can reclaim your wholeness. You can be whole mentally and emotionally, spiritually. You can reclaim your essence and your purity. Okay, you can reclaim your innocence. If your parents were messed up and broken and fractured and, you know, involved in things that they shouldn't be involved in, it doesn't mean that you have to stay messed up or you have to be fractured and you can't be whole. The word says to be set apart, to live set apart. And I live a very set apart life. The word says we're in the world, but we're not of the world. I'll go more into that another time. I've got a project that I'm working on personally for myself today called organizing my bookshelf. So I'm going to go organize my bookshelf. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'll be back. So this is She That Exists with She That Exists, her story channel. And as always, I will be